Hey everybody, it's Jessie. It's time for our meditation of the day, and it occurs to me that I'll be modifying many of Mark Nepo's meditations, and that I'll be making them particularly appropriate for this setting and for this time. So I won't be sticking with the dates necessarily. I'll be sharing my most favorite passages for this interesting spring of 2020. Today, however, does feel appropriate for the actual date. So I will be sharing from March 22nd. And this is a passage about rest. Many of us have more time at home right now, or more time in general right now. And I find it a really beautiful possibility that we consider it a time of Sabbath, a time of rest, a sacred time. Is that possible? Is it possible for us to recognize the opportunity of this time as, among many other things, a Sabbath time? What would that be like? So I will read first a quote from Susan McHenry. Work when there is work to do. Rest when you are tired. One thing done in peace will most likely be better than 10 things done in panic. I am not a hero if I deny rest. I am only tired. And then Mark Nepo goes on to write, when I need to be refreshed or renewed, I return to doorways of the heart that have opened me before. I walk and stand beside the big willow and wait for its familiar sway to speak to me. I replay that special piece of piano music that made its way into the sore crease of my heart, and I let things unfold. I make some tea. Nourish. Thank you to Minnie Mill for that. And I sit in my favorite chair and carefully pull out my old and tattered E.E. Cummings book, and I read, I thank you, God, for this most amazing day. I try to open the hours with softness and silence, the two threads that unravel into gratitude. Softness and silence. And I wait for the miracle to return. This is the renewing atom of Sabbath for me. I try to start each day with such a small, endearing moment, right? A small, endearing moment as an atom of Sabbath that we can have anytime. An atom of rest, an atom of sacred. A dropping in. Start each day with a small, endearing moment. Before the bumps and nicks and noise rush in, before the confusions and conflicts tighten my sense of things. For me, the heart constricts and dilates just like the eye. When it's constricted, there is no rest. The world seems smaller and meaner and full of danger. So Sabbath time becomes essential as a practice that dilates everything tight. These private moments of rest restore, make ore out of rest, restore, rest-ore. These private moments restore, make or out of rest, and loosen the knots of the world by slowing down the heart. In rest, I always remember that what ties me to the earth is unseen. Just the other day, I was constricted. My heart was beating like a heron awakened in the weeds, no room to move, tangled and surprised by the noise of my mind. I fluttered without grace into the center of the lake, which humans call silence. I guess, if you should ask, peace is no more than the underside of tired wings resting on that lake, while the heart in its feathers pounds softer and softer. And then I'll modify his meditation very slightly. I'll extend it, really is what it is, to encourage us to close our eyes, get comfortable, shift your body. Find a way to suspend yourself between rooting and rising. Notice the gravity of the physical body. Give yourself over to that gravity in a way that feels like a relief. Let yourself rest. And then yes, there is a bit of rising from that, but can you feel the rest? Can you feel the weight of your body? And then from there, start to notice your breathing. You could either work with a natural breath, just observing that the body is breathed by something much bigger than you. Or you could work with any technique that lengthens the breath. For example, a 3-part breath, dirga, nose, chest, belly. On the inhale, belly softens, chest softens, nose gives back. On the exhale, you could work with ocean breath, Ujjayi pranayam, constricting the throat slightly to hear the sound. Or any other technique that works for you. And we'll take our palms now and face them up on our lap. So the palms are facing the sky. And I'd like for you to constrict the hands on the next inhale. Make fists. As slow as long as it takes to breathe in, that's as long as it takes to constrict. And then as you exhale, release, again slowly, releasing the hands. Inhaling, we make fists. And exhaling, can you feel the opposite? Can you feel Sabbath in the hands? we'll just continue like this for just maybe 1 minute. Experiencing the differences between these two opposing forces. And I encourage you not to villainize the inhale or the constriction. It is, in fact, a part of life. Constricting. It has its purpose. But I'd like for you to start to value the letting go of constriction, the dilation, the exhale. And little by little, I'd even like for you to constrict less. On the inhale. And see if there's a way to drop in more to the exhale. You might even lengthen the exhale as compared to inhale if you'd like to play with that. But just know we're heading towards really letting the constrictions become weaker and weaker. And let's just take 3 breaths more like that, please. After the third, eyes can stay closed. And we'll just be for a moment. When you find yourself moving in towards thinking, planning, remembering, worrying, whatever it might be, can you just come back to being? Feel yourselves. Feel this moment that's happening right now. And know that this too, just this being, overdoing, this feeling our human being, not our human doing, is an opportunity that you have every second of every day. It's a possibility. Whether you take it or not, can you just absorb the truth that you can drop into this as needed? You can practice finding this, practice drilling back, boring down to this place that you've created here now, of calm, perhaps there's another word that fits for you, like faith or peace or quiet. It's inside. We don't have to look for it outside. And in fact, I would recommend that you don't look outside for it. And then when you're ready, we'll bring the hands to the heart center. And the eyes can open if you'd like. We can also find perhaps a particular intention at this time, if there's something in particular that you'd like to dedicate this practice to. A word, an image, something that you're needing help with. Your sankalpa, your heart's deepest longing. Feel free to bring that to mind now. And then we can reclose the eyes. Let the head come up and over and down, bowing to the heart, surrendering the intellect to the heart. May this practice be meaningful. May this practice bear fruit. And may the fruits of our practice, as always, benefit ourselves, our loved ones, our wider community, and also all beings everywhere. The light in me honors the light in each and every one of you. Namaste. Be well. Until tomorrow.